Dear friend, for the astute and conscientious-minded individual who is contemplating renting their home, this video might just be your lifesaver. You see, most new landlords enter the market without doing their homework, and it costs them dearly. They don't spend time researching the major components of landlordship. They don't fully understand the magnitude of their legal liability, insurance requirements, tenant-landlord laws, and federal fair housing laws, just to name a few. But you are different. You found this important informational presentation online, and we know you'll be paying close attention to every detail. Your current circumstances have obviously put you in the position of considering renting your property. We understand the many reasons homeowners turn to the rental market. You might have recently taken an out-of-town job transfer. You might be getting married soon and combining households. You might be getting a divorce. Your family might be growing or decreasing in size. You might be taking advantage of low interest rates and home prices and purchasing that move-up house. Or maybe you are that savvy investor who has managed for years and is simply worn out and tired of dealing with the 24/7, 365 demands of managing rental properties. Whatever the reason, you are now left with a home that might not sell quickly or at the price that you need. We understand and can relate to the challenges in the current real estate market. Let's get one thing clear. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that the real estate market has declined. And it's not your fault that your current home might not be worth what you originally paid for it. We get it. Through your own evaluation, you have determined that renting your home might be your best option. Let me tell you a story about a local homeowner who is in your exact position. Dear Jeff, my company offered me a great opportunity that I couldn't pass up. The only difficult part was the new job was at my company's headquarters in Dallas, Texas. After meeting with a real estate agent, I quickly determined there was no way I could sell my home for what I owed. The agent suggested that I rent the home. She said the rental market in Colorado was really hot. No problem, I thought. I had rented homes before as a tenant, so I knew what to do. Advertise on Craigslist, pull a lease from the internet, collect a security deposit and the first month's rent, and I'd be off to Dallas. It couldn't have gone more smoothly. I put an ad on Craigslist Friday night, and I had several showings over the weekend. I picked the applicant I felt most comfortable with, and the good thing was they needed to move in fast. Great, I thought. This will get me to Dallas sooner than expected. I couldn't wait to tell my manager on Monday. So I downloaded the lease I bought on the internet for $19 and met with the tenants to sign and get their money. Even better, when we met, they paid me in cash. I couldn't have been more pleased. And a few days later, I was driving away in the moving truck while my tenants were moving in. I got situated in Dallas and started my job. Everything was working out perfectly. The end of the first month came to an end, and I watched the mail each day for the rent check to show up. I didn't want to be rude to my new tenants, so I let a few days go by. After the rent was about a week late, I finally decided I better give them a call. To my complete surprise, when I called the number I had for them, it had been disconnected. I looked through the application form I had them fill out to see if there was other contact information. Unfortunately, that was the only number I had. Now what? Well, I'll call my good friend and neighbor and see if he can run by and ask them for a number. Dave said, no problem. Unfortunately, he or I were never able to make contact with them again. They avoided Dave and never answered the door. After researching tenant-landlord law online, I made the determination that I better hire an attorney. Long story short, 3 months and $4,200 in legal bills later, I finally had these tenants evicted from the property. Unfortunately, the lease I had pulled from the internet wasn't current, and the tenants milked it for all it was worth. This delayed the eviction proceedings as they contested what they had signed. Needless to say, 3 months of lost revenue and a big legal bill left me in a financial hole. To make matters worse, the water bill hadn't been paid, so I got to pay that bill, and there was about $1,000 worth of cleaning and repairs that had to be made to make it ready to rent again. What a nightmare the past few months have been. I wish I would have done my homework and avoided the chaos this has created in my life. Despondent in Dallas. Regards, Thompson Charles. Ouch! Landlord-tenant issues are much bigger than most people are aware of. Here are 5 quick tips that this landlord could have used to help avoid his own financial ruin. Number 1. Understand the implications of how and where you advertise your home. Number 2. Judiciously screen the tenant's background. 3. Use a lease agreement written by a good attorney. 4. Know Colorado-specific tenant-landlord laws. 5. Appropriately apply security deposit disposition requirements. Here is another story of a local landlord that approached his rental property differently. Although there were some minor challenges along the way, this story ended very differently. Dear Jeff, my longtime girlfriend and I finally decided to tie the knot. We had both owned homes individually, and we needed to decide what to do with one of our houses. We had our good friend Melissa, who is a real estate agent, come look at both of our properties. After weighing the options, we concluded that my condo would be the toughest to sell, as the value had dropped dramatically since I bought it 4 years ago. We decided that I should keep my girlfriend's home, and I would move in there. Our agent recommended that I have a property management company come over to the condo and give me a rental evaluation. She mentioned that the rental market for condos was good. However, I dreaded the thought of owning a rental property, as I've heard so many horror stories. Her real estate company has a long-standing relationship with Real Property Management Colorado. They are a nationwide property management company that strictly focuses on the leasing and management of residential properties. I had the pleasure of meeting with Steve from the local Real Property Management office. Steve walked me through the rental evaluation process and explained to me the different aspects of owning a rental property. He discussed how the property would be advertised, how showings were conducted, and what went into the screening process of potential applicants. He then walked me through their lease agreement and how it is constantly updated by their local law firm as laws change. We discussed the process of rent collections and timely disbursements to me so I could continue to make my mortgage payments on time. I had questions about maintaining the home and lease enforcement issues. Steve explained to me that Real Property Management Colorado would handle the emergencies, both mechanical and legal, and they staffed their company 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I could see the value immediately. The best news was, as Steve explained, this was a hands-off, hassle-free, and a completely done-for-me system that their company has perfected. I would have little to no involvement, which allows me to focus on my new life and new home. I am happy to report that it took less than a month for Real Property Management Colorado to find a qualified renter for my home. And again, the best part was I never had to show the property myself, discern a good tenant from a risky tenant, draft a lease agreement, or hire an attorney to do it for me. It was all included in their service. Even better, I secretly shopped other management companies, and Real Property Management Colorado saved me nearly 60% on the leasing costs alone compared to most other companies I found. This was the best decision I ever made. Delighted in Denver. Regards, Harper Wilson. Like this last landlord, you should consider the benefits of using Real Property Management Colorado. Here are 5 quick questions to ask them. First, how much do they charge to lease and manage your home? Second, how many homes and what types of properties do they manage? Third, is property management their only business, or do they split their time with other real estate activities? Fourth, what do they charge for maintenance services and repairs? Fifth, how quickly do you get your monthly rental proceeds? My friend, you have a serious decision to make, and it must not be taken lightly. Now that you know some of the inherent risks and serious consequences that come along with owning a rental property, you really only have 3 choices. First, you can choose to go it alone. This means spending endless hours researching tenant-landlord law, draft critical legal documents, such as applications, leases, addendums, inspection forms, etc., spend nights and weekends showing your property, collect rents, prepare tenant accounting statements, coordinate all maintenance and repairs, and comply with rental and habitability law requirements, and more. Secondly, you could choose to hire key roles to handle certain important functions. This would require that you meet with a CPA to set up your bookkeeping requirements. Have a local attorney draft your legal documents. Hire credit reporting and criminal reporting agencies to conduct your background checks. Pay for highly viewed online property ads. Hire collection services for back rent, late fees, etc. Hire a local attorney to handle lease compliance issues when things don't go according to plan. You'll also need to hire key vendors, such as plumbers, drain cleaners, HVAC technicians, electricians, etc., who are willing to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Or you could choose to hire Real Property Management Colorado, the done-for-me, no headaches, no hassle, guaranteed property management solution. Listen, we know how stressful leasing and managing a home can be. We currently have nearly 1,500 property owners that can rest at night knowing their property is being professionally managed. Did we mention this is all we do? Unlike most other managers, we don't sell homes, work with buyers, sell mortgages, etc. We focus 100% of our time on the properties entrusted to us. Real Property Management Colorado has a customized plan to lease and manage your home. No trial and error, let's see how it goes attitude here. Our company manages over 25,000 homes nationwide, and we're the leader in our industry. Our proven blueprint for success sets us apart in every way. We get your home leased quickly to qualified tenants and get the money to you timely every month with the most accountable tracking system in the country. Your home will be watched closely through our routine interior and exterior home inspections, and our qualified maintenance staff will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to coordinate any emergency repairs. Now, all of this might sound too good to be true, but we wouldn't have the client base that we do if we didn't deliver on our promise. And we are so confident in our property leasing and management solution that we will unconditionally guarantee our services. That's right, we guarantee we will find a qualified renter for your property, or we'll do it for free. And did I forget to mention that we typically save our customers over 60% on their leasing costs alone? This is usually a substantial cost to landlords. There are several ways to get in contact with us for your free, no obligation, in-home consultation to let you know what your property will rent for. First, you may fill out the contact information request on this website, and we'll call you. Or you may choose to call Steve Batchelor or Jeff Mazurek at 303-327-5650 or on their cell phones at 720-296-9685 or 720-402-6710. I'm so glad that you found this valuable resource. Real Property Management Colorado wants you to succeed, and we have the resources and the experience to make sure that that happens. Contact Real Property Management Colorado today.